going on, world? It's your favorite masked assassin, Pushapreme, 1-4 for the Wandering Assassins. Tampa will win. And you tune in with the blueprint, you heard? So, Pushapreme, no different than any other individual walking this earth, just with a different perspective. I'm a creative individual from the Bronx, New York. Moved to Tampa. Tampa's like home to me. You know, I'm just somebody that just enjoys just creating. You know, I don't know where it comes from. I just feel like that's just, you know, God's purpose for me right now. And then, you know, I'm just here for the ride. I laugh about it because it's just like, you don't realize you're from the hood when you're a kid until you go back as an adult and you're like, damn, this shit's fucked up. So like, I stayed on Fordham Road, Fordham and Valentine. And then I told you this already, Fordham and Valentine. So I was in Fordham and Valentine and I had a situation as a child. Like, I thought he was Spanish, but it was funny because I never even tell the story like that. But it was like a hate crime. So my mom was like, nah, we out of here. So she moved us to Queens, Springfield, not too far from Jamaica. And then that shit was cool. Like, that shit was like a little bit more like easy toned down a little bit due to like the fact that I was like everyone's little brother. And I was the only person on that block that had a basketball hoop. So all the fucking drug dealers and all the fucking hood niggas used to come to my crib and they'd be like, oh yeah. Used to be like, oh, gracias. So they always used to come to the crib and be like, yo, you know, because my mom, you know, she worked like 3 jobs, you know what I mean? It was hard out there on her being a single mother. So they just be like, yo, like, you want we hoop here while we just chilling? Because they will cut school, then hoop and have like full range tournaments. So I had like the glass backboard, the only one on that block.
What?
Yeah.
Come on, man, we had a glass, bro.
Yeah, so we have the glass backboard. I mean, but I took basketball super serious. So when I told my mom, like, I need everything to be simulated for what these guys are doing. I was a big Michael Jordan fan. So, you know, from there, you know, moved to Tampa. Tampa was cool. And then just kind of just from there, you know, went to the military. From the military, got out, tried college in Mississippi, got hurt, then moved back to New York, to the Bronx. And, you know, I was reliving that whole, you know, trying to create a label with my man Nova. We got pretty close to our goal, which was just being able to get signed, like having someone sign the label. And then, you know, he took a break from music and then I had my daughter in Florida, so I didn't think it was fair for him to take a break from music and then me not be with my kids. So I was like, all right, well, I'll see you when we get there. So I came down here and then another restart, and then here I am today.
Wow.
Yeah, that's why I tell everybody, like, when people would give me excuses, I just be like, I can't tolerate excuses. Because when I came here, I was on my man's couch. Only had like $200 to my name.
Wow. And so are you, so you have a Jamaican background? Yeah, you know.
It's so funny, man, because it's like, the name is an acronym, but it stands for Poetry and Rhythm Elevates Minds Effectively. So that was like, but they called me Preme because at the time, when you were from New York and you lived in Tampa, they always compared it to niggas from New York.
Wow.
So at the time, the 50 Cent movie had came out. So they were just like, oh, you from Queens, you're Preme, right. You're Preme. I'm just like, I'm not Preme, but whatever, you know what I'm saying? Like you don't want to be supreme, you know what I'm saying? Yeah. Nothing against him, it's just that like he's not liked by a lot of individuals. Right. So I just stuck with it. Then, you know, I had switched names when I moved to Mississippi. And when I came back down, I was hoping that like everything I've done as my other alias in New York would trickle down, but niggas was not letting the Preme shit go. So I was just like, why you want to be Preme? Because there's another Preme in Miami. Right. So, you know, my man Nova, this is like my little brother, his name is Reach Nova, and we kind of always played, you know, counterparts like of each other. So he was like Reaching Nova, so I was like, okay, I wanted something to where if you were to be like a fan of me, like you can adapt the name yourself, you know what I'm saying? So you can be like Pusha Blueprint, or he could be Pusha Fabian, or he can be Pusha Brick. So I was just like, all right, well, Pushapreme.
Nice.
That's how that all came together, because I'm always pushing towards like something that I want to do, you know?
So, man, listen, man. And the guys were talking earlier. I know a lot of people may think that it happened overnight. A lot of people may think that you came out of nowhere, brother. About that.
Woo.
You got that.
It depends from woo.
Yeah.
It depends what aspect you're asking from, because there's 2 chapters. I feel like when I moved back to Tampa, that's why I love Tampa so much. It's like the home of second chances. When I moved back to Tampa, that's when I was like, damn. Oh, appreciate you. Oh, thank you. Woo, Lord, it's gonna be in the bloopers.
Yes, sir. I appreciate you, bro.
That shit snuck.
I appreciate it.
Hey, we got
Sheesh.
espresso. We got all type of stuff, man. We got Coke, Pepsi, Sprite.
Oh no, I'm cool with the water. Appreciate that. Okay, I would say, it would have to be the show at the St. Pete show. Yeah, that would have to be it. To my knowledge, because it's like people see it from different aspects, but when I embraced it and I was able to do my own event was when I did the album release for Blame the Skies. That was the moment. We did that at Iberian Rooster, and the way that shit even came about. Oh, that shit was on some like, I'm really competitive, so that actually happened because this guy named Mighty Ja, he was like, I had did a show at Foo Bar, and everyone was like hyped about it because I had my band and everything like that. So I was like, yo, bro, I want to do Love and Soul, some shit like that is called. And he's like, yeah, I got you. So, he had a set for July and shit like that. I thought we was going to do the show. And I'm looking at the dates and I don't see my name on it. So I'm like, yo, bro, we still doing the show? And he's like, no, he changed the flyer. That's what it was. He changed the flyer. I'm like, yo, bro, we still doing the show? He's like, nah. I'm just like, oh, so you couldn't give me the common courtesy to just tell me no?
Correct.
I don't owe you that. I was like, oh, so you think I'm pussy? I was like, okay. I was like, don't worry about it, bro. Because I don't need you to do a show. I just like working with people. You know what I'm saying? Especially black people. So like, don't worry about it, bro. I got you. So I went there my damn self. I booked the show there. She was so impressed by the presentation that I had for her for what I was going to do because it was Blame the Sky. So I was like, yeah, I'm going to make the stage look like a sky. I'm gonna have a whole bunch of balloons at the top, white balloons, and then the background, because she had a projector, I'm gonna have the sky playing in the background. Then I'm gonna have the band, and we're gonna be color coordinated, so everyone's gonna be like wearing whites and blues.
Damn.
So we went ahead. I told her that. She took care of all the posters for me, so I had that shit everywhere. You know what I'm saying? Took care of the flyer for me. I was working with Miggs at the time, which kind of just happened on accident because Miggs was working with Propaganda, which is my sister sister brother, whatever. We're all the same company, it's just like different branches. It's like fucking Pepsi and Coke. They're still under the same entity or whatever.
Wow.
So we did the show there, and I only expected like 30 people. Then when I put the tickets up, we sold 50 of them. And then everyone heard about it, so we had like 80 people. Mind you, that was like the first like album release show that I ever had. You know what I'm saying? In Tampa as like in my as Pushapreme. So people who know me for years didn't even understand what was going on. It was like, there's a mask, this is like, I don't understand.
Right.
But they couldn't deny the music, and that was the whole point about it. You know what I'm saying? The point is just not like who I am. Just know that whatever I'm creating is going to evoke an emotion. You know what I'm saying? And that's my whole thing. I just want to be able to just make people feel real about like what's going on.
Correct.
So it was a dope ass show. We killed that shit. I had mad love. Prep was there. Prep at the time, he was running a store in Ybor. DJ West, he was doing a lot of clubs at that time. I had Omari, which is he's like the most popular violin player in Tampa. You know what I'm saying? So he was on deck. We had gift bags, we had merch tables, the whole nine. So that was the show that made me feel like, okay, like I can continue doing this. It felt really good, like setting it up, putting it together, dropping the album, so on and so forth.
So just hearing what you're saying, right, and what got me more intrigued than anything is coming from a standpoint like this.
I would say the root of the idea would be mine, and then what I do a lot that I've noticed about myself is that like the thing hasn't even happened yet, and then shout out to my media team, Fabian Jans. We actually had to come up with a tag for that. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
Something. Yeah, we gotta work on that. I would explain to them what I'm looking to do, and then by the time I get off the phone, it's like I'm kind of like talking to myself, manifesting the idea, and then they're just my accountability partners to make sure I get it done. And then maybe they might have an extensive, like another portion of the idea that might help too. But like, yo, you can do that, but do you ever think about this? So now I'm fixing all the mistakes that I would make if I was trying to do this shit with myself as we're building it. So I'm just like, okay, yeah, that sounds like a good idea. We can do you know someone that can do that? Yeah. Wow. And then, meeting somebody else, and then I understand what they're doing, and I ask them for their personal interest and see if what I'm doing connects to them, because I feel like art is universal. Art and numbers are universal.
Right.
They're universal languages. So I feel like it doesn't matter what background you come from, you can understand how your mind works when you're dealing with something creative. And that it may be something minute, but it's still something that you would want to get off, because everyone has like dreams and aspirations. I don't care who you are. You could be in the jungle, you could be in the slums of India, or you can be an African kid in Nigeria. You have dreams and aspirations of things you want to do. That's why God made us. God made us so we can create. You know what I'm saying? Not to go on a tangent, but this is who we are. We're all creators. You know what I'm saying? So I just try to just link with all my creators so we can create more. I just think that it's just keeping yourself accountable for just making it happen. You know what I'm saying? Because I'm the type of person, if I see somebody else does something, I'm just like, that's obtainable, because as your fellow creator, I should be able to create that right there. Maybe not the same thing, but with the same tools, I should be able to get close to it. You know what I'm saying? Shit, I mean, that's what we do with cooking. You might go to fucking macaroni grill and be like, damn, this macaroni is busting. And you go home, you be like, let me throw my little
Right.
And then someone tells you, they're like, yo, this is the best macaroni I had. And then they might go home and try to replicate. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
It's like, it's the way inspiration works is crazy. So I just think that like I get easily inspired, and that's what makes me want to create things.
Wow.
So a lot of the music just stems from like real situations. Like, you know what I mean? Not to like knock anybody who doesn't talk about things they deal with. But for me, what connects me with my audience is I talk about things and then they're seeing it happen. And whether I talk about it on IG Live, it could be a candid conversation,
right,
or it could just be me venting, and then you're just like, oh shit, I remember he was talking about that. You know what I'm saying? I like creating the stories to connect everybody.
Yeah,
I like this, honestly, what caught my eye about the blueprint was just like the subtle geniusness in it. It was like the blueprint in the back wall is blue. I was just like, oh!
Right. Nice. See? That
then,
genius, the small things.
Then I was like, oh shit, and it's the blueprint, because I'm giving you the blueprint in my background story. It's just like, how can you not fuck with this?
Thank you.
And that's what made me a fan. And then you did my
Thank you.
homie Frankie. Shout out to him. We had a song together.
Thank you.
So it's just like, that's the content. That shit is crazy.
Right. He said that shit.
Yeah, I was like, son, black ass
Nice.
short. And this was
He said that
before
shit.
this was before George Floyd and all that.
Wow.
So you can't really like right now, way desensitized, you know what I'm saying? But
right.
the dope thing about him, he's already a dope creator, so he's gonna find a way to like make it all work. I have faith in that.
It all works, but you make it work.
Yeah, it's what I'm most comfortable in, you know what I'm saying? Like some people like wearing their hats forward, some like wearing them backwards. Some people like blue, some people like red, you know? For me, what it was that it was something that came from a situation. So when me and Nova started making music together, I didn't want, I was trying to make music anonymously when I moved down here, because the Preme shit was kind of bothering me. But I still had the urge to create music. So I didn't want no one to kind of know that. So I was like, all right, I'm gonna just start, just figuring out ways to just put on SoundCloud and just not put no pictures and type shit. Then the day I was gonna do that, I remember she was my girlfriend at the time. She's my wife now. I was in her fucking kitchen, and I was on YouTube just looking up MF Doom. You know what I'm saying? Because I'm not gonna say I was like a super diehard fan of MF Doom's music, but I love MF Doom's interviews. His interviews are so motherfucking dope. Like, he's such an intelligent individual. Rest in peace, Doom. So I was happening to watch an interview, and somebody asked him an intelligent question. It was just like, how did you become Doom? No one has ever asked this nigga that shit before. So he was like, well, what happened was that I was in the group. I spit from the group, and I didn't want my sound, right, to be like them, because the problem that when groups break up is like they don't be sounding the same. You feel what I'm saying? Like Silk the Shocker is not the same when he's not with Master P. You feel what I'm saying? Or like Snoop and Dre, shit like that. Like sometimes the other half dies off. So I didn't want that to happen for either of us. You know what I'm saying? Whether he grows or I grow or we both go together. I didn't want anyone to look at us and try to compare or compete. So, after watching that Doom interview, he was just like, yeah. So that's how I became the middle face Doom. Like I created like my own individual. So that's why I was just like, that's dope. Like, he created Doom so that it wouldn't affect like whatever he was going through with his group.
Right.
That's like the ultimate sacrifice. You know what I'm saying? So I was just like, yeah, it doesn't matter what I look like. You feel me? It matters what I sound like. You know what I'm saying? If we were all blind, and most, like Ray Charles can't really see anybody, but he's able to still communicate with people, he's still able to play the keys, and we don't care. There's sometimes like niggas be like laughing at his haircut, like, yo, look at this nigga's haircut, but the nigga's blind, bro. You know what I'm saying? Like he's still a blind person, like which means like a person with sight, and that's why I try to do with the music. With the music, it's just like it doesn't matter what I look like. Like you can't stereotype me. The only thing that you have to judge is the music. You know what I'm saying? And then if that gets you, if that impresses you, then welcome to the show. If it doesn't, it's not for you, that's fine. Move on to the next person. But I didn't want anything else to influence because, during that time of music, it used to be like, quote unquote, the prettier you were or the more acceptable you are to the naked eye, that would draw somebody to you. And we've always been taught that, like make it look pretty, make it look nice. But that's not the real world, you feel what I'm saying? I come from the real world where it's like, you might have to wear the shirt again because you don't have another shirt, you know what I'm saying? To go to this party because you don't have work tomorrow. Those situations really do happen. And that's how everything kind of just came together. So I started making the masks like one by one. And the easiest one I could make at the time was like the spike joint one. So I was like, I bet, I had the super glue, had a mannequin, and I was just putting it together. And then when I finally got nice at it, that's when I got inspired by Richie Witch. The niggas be fencing, right? The fencing mask is so fucking tough. It reminds me, because I was a big fan of the Power Rangers, which makes, like, all of this shit makes sense. Like, if you dig deeper back, it's fucking crazy because, well, let me not go on the rant with that one. So I made the diamond face, that's the White Ranger Preme, and he has like the studs on there. So that was everyone's favorite mask. And then it just so happened, as I'm making these masks, then like the culture started making masks. Like everybody had like a mask that they were selling on like IG and shit like that on Pinterest. So I'm like, that's fucking crazy. Cause I wasn't influenced by another mask maker. I was just influenced by somebody that was already developed. Like MF Doom didn't construct the mask, but he just became MF Doom. So that helped me to start creating them, and then everybody else started like coming along. So it's as if it was supposed to happen anyway. Wow. So when people ask me when you turn to Preme, I'm just like, I was always Preme. And then if you dig further back to like some of my old performances, I used to do a lot of like I don't want to call it thespian, but I don't know how else to say it. But I like my shows to be like theater. So I had a show about a girl like breaking my heart, whatever. So I had the zombie costume with the it's on the internet. You can find it. A zombie costume. I was crawling on the ground and all the other shit. But do I remember that in real time? No. I'm just trying to show you this song at the moment. I'm not doing it because I'm going to be like a mass nigga later on. Right. But then, recently, rest in peace to my grandmother, I got to speak to a lot of family members. And then what I'm doing is what my family members were doing ages ago. Because I'm from Sierra Leone. So that's how they used to perform and do music. They used to make these wooden masks. Crazy, nigga. Full circle. Crazy. Those moments be blowing my mind all the time. Yeah, full circle. Like, that's why, like, when people be like, things don't happen on accident, bro. They don't, bro. Like, the older I've gotten, I understand that, like, everything is just like a Mandela effect. You know what I'm saying? The only thing that changes is your perspective. It's the same shit, bro. Even like, boom, right? He's wearing the 75 Mitchell Ness type joint, right? I remember that was an era when everyone was wearing that. Then I remember throwbacks. Nigga, I had mad throwbacks. But like the warmest was so fire. But they're popping now because now this new generation is looking at the logos how we used to look at those old logos. Because those are logos from like the 50s, nigga. So if we liked it in the fucking 2000s, niggas gonna like it. You can't deny art, nigga. That's what the whole shit is about. It's a universal language. The
whole time it's been on my face.
That's why, like, anytime you get inspired to just think of anything or those creative moments, just act on them, because you don't know where that shit's stemming from, because you might just be catching up to like another multiverse of yourself. You feel me? Like when niggas be having deja vu and shit like that, like that shit don't be on accident, bro. I can tell you, because coming from what I came from to now, I never thought it was gonna be like this. And he's sitting right here, so he's seen it from like the beginning, where it's just like, nigga, this is crazy. And then Jans is seeing it from like the high part. You know what I'm saying? So it's like, I'm like, damn, Jans will never get to get those moments where it's just like, fuck this show, but we still gotta do it. Those anything, bro. You know what I'm saying? It took what they claim 2 brothers made the plane. Imagine if he has 6 brothers. See, that's a blueprint in itself. I ain't gonna hold you. This shit is fire, bro. I feel excellent right now. I ain't gonna lie, guys. So, as of the last 2 months, I think my most listened song has been Wrong Way and Party Time. I appreciate Party Time way more than I did when it first came out.
We're gonna display that on the screen. We're gonna let everybody see that.
Party Time is like a different kind of dope. That shit is like
favorite song.
That's your favorite song?
Already said,
Yo, it's a different level, bro. It's like you have to like really just be like blissfully like happy to enjoy that song. But that song is like one of the most like braggadocious songs I have on that record. You know what I'm saying? But I'm still talking my truth. You know what I'm saying? Like, yo.
When you sent it to me, I immediately said that's radio.
Yeah, but I feel like Apple Pie would be radio.
Of course, in the car.
He did a review.
Yeah.
Remember that? Remember those times?
Yeah.
Yo, shout out. So out of all the projects, I think my favorite interaction project had to be Before I Say I Do. It was perfect. That's when I knew just being truthful and honest was the way to go. Because I made that album before I got married.
Wow.
So it talked about all of that, you know what I'm saying? So all the things that, you know, with Party Time opened up. It's like the bachelor, the single nigga talking this shit. I ain't a doctor. I done delivered this journal this morning when I'm in the model. Yeah, like all that shit, you know what I'm saying? So all that shit was happening when, you know, in the beginning, because you have to end it, you know what I'm saying? Like, Before I Say I Do, you have to end it at the altar. So that's like when I was fucking stretching that part of it, I was like, damn, I had to further. Because now it's like I'm married, right? I just had a kid, and I miss that Party Time Preme. I miss that nigga, but I know I can't go back. You know what I'm saying? I can't go back, but I miss that nigga. Like the way that he was, like the way he talked on the record during that time was just like, damn. I remember that time. I used to fuck with the club promoters, like so I was getting free. I was drinking for free. You know, I was chilling, nigga. Right now, I like Wrong Way a lot. And actually, no, I'm lying. I'm not. I would say Outside because I'm trying to see if that song really is gonna go. Shout out to Tom G.
I can believe it is. I heard that. I like that song.
Yeah, that's fire.
Yeah, shout out to Tom G. Fuck yeah. Fuck yeah. So
shout out to Dempsey as well.
So
yeah, shout out to Dempsey. Hell yeah. I don't know if niggas was trolling or niggas was dead confused. There's just like, is that Preme? Is that Preme? They didn't know. And I had to still like not break silence. You feel me? And when the verification happened, it was just like, good. That was like God being like, don't worry about it.
right.
I didn't even expect that shit, bro. I didn't even expect that shit. I didn't expect that shit. After that whole Don Toliver situation, and he took me off the record, I was sad, nigga. You know, that was during COVID. I was like, damn. So this was my one chance to like get in the game. And the niggas just like skirt. But the thing is, the song did so well. It did so motherfucking well. It did like 69,000 streams in one day.
Wow.
So at the time, I guess I had forgot that I had applied for the verification, and he did that shit like that. I remember. I still got that shit saved. When I woke up and I saw it, I was like, yo, this is crazy. This is like during COVID, like niggas wasn't even working. Niggas wasn't even working, bro. That shit is crazy. But yeah, that Lemonade did go hard though. That shit sound as if I was like in the studio with him. Shout out to Grand Bay, because they definitely did that shit. For me, it was more so to show my mother that like I didn't need to get a degree. You know what I'm saying? And she was like really big on that. She's like, yo, just go back to school. Go back to school. Even when like things was like progressing musically, she's like, go back to school. And I'm just like, Mom, like that's such the old way of thinking. You know what I'm saying? Like you don't have to do things like that anymore. So, but she just wanted to make sure that I could just fend for myself. So I was just like, all right, well, this lets you know that, you know, I'm recognized within like musicians across the world. You know what I'm saying? And it was a dope feeling. You know what I mean? I didn't really get a chance to like enjoy it until we did the Hooch and Hive show. That shit was crazy. That was the most people I've had at a show ever. We did like what, like 289. I did not expect that. That shit,
my first show.
Damn.
and that was his first show. Can you imagine
Damn.
that? You go in, you just be like, yo, who the fuck is this guy?
That's exactly how it went.
Yo, and for me, it was just like I just did the show there because they asked me to do a show at Hooch and Hive Broken Mode, and then they mispromoted it as a fucking album release. I'm just like,
Wow.
nigga, what album release? I'm still pushing Before I Say I Do. So
like just came out.
just came out. So I'm just like, damn. So thank God I was still like, you know, working in between. So I had all the records, like, you know what I'm saying, for Red October. And Red October special. I just feel like what I'm gonna do with Red October is just the visuals are gonna make people love. People do love it.
Right.
I'm not trying to, but Before I Say I Do was just different. That interaction was like so personal. With Red October is more so like I like this song, I like that song. It got a lot of bops to it. So I didn't really, you know, I don't know. It's very interesting the way people favorite things. You know what I'm saying? So like for me, it's just I just want to make the most outstanding music that I can make with the resources that I have that people can enjoy. You know what I mean? That's like my main goal. So with the Billboard, I think people coming and then seeing the Billboard and being like, holy shit, like this shit is real. Like that portion right there, and then seeing people pictures and taking pictures and holding and stuff like that, that's when I was just like, damn, like whatever I'm doing, it's like I'm in a positive direction. I just like the way it made people feel, you know what I'm saying? Like it didn't have to it didn't had nothing more so to do with like, just being recognized by people on Billboard. Thank you for that. You know what I'm saying? That just goes from sales, but there's many different people that get on Billboard all the time. You know what I'm saying? So, it's dope, man. It just lets us know that at least we're not putting out anything to make Tampa look bad. It's just like now you have a Billboard artist that's from the city of Tampa. You know what I'm saying? So just hopefully the next individual that comes up ahead of me is able to take it even higher and get a Grammy.
Wow.
If you have Siri, just be like, Siri, who is Pushapreme, and then they'll send you all the links and everything. If you want to go that deep into it, but it's Pushapreme on everything. You know what I'm saying? Just Google it, something's gonna pop up. Hopefully some dope shit, and then you fuck with me and you deep diver. Well, you dive deeper. Alright, so you already know Pushapreme, 1/4 for the Wandering Assassins, Tampa will win, your favorite masked assassin. This is gonna be a fire-ass interview. The blueprint did not disappoint on this one. Shouts to Hash Life for providing the greenery for you to hear what you're hearing now. So it's gonna be all over the place, but it's gonna be a lot of game. So make sure y'all tune in, like and subscribe. The day is January 1st, 2022, and we just dropped Outside featuring DJ Dempsey and the great, the legend, the GOAT himself, Tom G. So we have that going on the 16th of January. I hope everyone come out. We're having a huge sneaker convention. One of the individuals that's throwing a sneaker convention, he normally throws the biggest sneaker conventions in Orlando and everything south of Tampa. So it's going to be a big deal for us to have that in our hometown to build off of. Then the 22nd, me and Siobhan, shouts to Siobhan and the Force, we're going to be performing at the Strat Center, live event, so definitely come out to that. It's a black tie event, so it'll be something dope and elegant, kind of change the scenery. Then February, me and the team, we need that damn media name team. Well, we have a show out in New York on the 12th, and we just locked in with Johnny Badluck, so we'll be doing a performance in New Mexico. So we're going to do New Mexico, come back to Tampa, then go to New York. Then in March we're gonna do, God willing, everything works out. March we're gonna be doing the Red October album release. Well, I mean, it's already out, but it's gonna just be a concert for that. I feel like I didn't give those people those songs. You know what I'm saying? Because remember, if you were still watching this, remember I was never supposed to drop an album when we did the Red October Billboard joint, so I had to rush that. So we didn't perform those songs. Some of them songs that I performed is not even on the album. You know what I'm saying? That's gonna be for some other shit. But I didn't want to take away from, the people. And I just thought, it just hit me when we did the whole thing with Red October, because we had books. We had shirts. What else we had?
We had that. No, the whole swag bag.
Yeah, the swag bag. So
what was in there? There were shirts.
We had the shirts in there. We had the book. The book's in there. So we made a lyric book.
Yeah, that's what it was.
Yeah, so it was a lyric lookbook. So it had photos from Tampa photographer, Deuce Bradshaw. And then Miggs was going ahead and he was like creating like different formats and taking like favorite lyrics and then putting them together.
Wow.
So we had that. And then, it came with the open bar. So all of the shows, we take care of our people, you know what I mean? Like, subscribe, and follow the movement. If you're not already, follow me, Pushapreme, Pushapreme. We have a lot of things going on.